Good morning, dear students. So first of all, I would like to thank the Department of Collegiate Education for giving us an opportunity to teach through LMS base. So today I'm going to teach you. I have taken the subject BSc English. That is innovation. That the text name is innovation, and so I have prepared PPTs for BSc English innovation English text. So in this session, let us learn about the first chapter, that is gift of the magi. So it is a story. It is a short story written by O. Henry. So O. Henry is a pseudonym. I think you can understand the word pseudonym. It is a secret name of William Sidney Porter. He was an American writer. So this is one of the wonderful short stories written by William Sidney Porter. So his another name was O. Henry. So in our previous class, we have learned the usage of be forms, and also you have worked in groups to know about the different uses of be forms in English grammar. So these learning objectives are not necessary, and session outcomes also not. You don't have to worry about the session outcomes. So in this session, in this PPT, so we are going to discuss about a few contents. They are about the author. Just now I have mentioned about William Sidney Porter, O. Henry, and introduction to the lesson, and also the important characters. We can see here two important characters, and let us study in a further slides. And Della's craving for buying precious gift, and also Jim buying gift, and last session summary. And also at last you will have some multiple choice questions that you have to answer yourself, and also we'll find references in which sites I have borrowed all such things, and in which text I have taken all these points. Dear friends, before going to start the lesson, let me introduce myself. My name is Yogesh. I am working as an assistant professor from the Department of English at the Government First Grade College, Sringeri. As I told you, let us start from the contents. In contents, let us learn about the author. So author, the person who has written this short story. So I told you just before, O. Henry is the pseudonym of William Sidney Porter. So he has written in his another name. William Sidney Porter has written in his another name, O. Henry. Almost he has written more than 300 short stories. And to discuss about his personal life was not so good because he faced utter poverty in his age, and also he faced a lot of problems in his life, and also he was arrested and imprisoned for 3 years on charges of embezzlement at bank he worked. Embezzlement means the misuse of money. He used to work in a bank, but we didn't come to know the reason for his misuse of money, but he was sent to prison after that misuse of money at bank. So after releasing from the jail, after finishing his imprisonment, after coming out of the jail, he started his writing career, and he kept the pseudonym for himself, O. Henry, and he published over 300 short stories and gained worldwide fame as America's favorite short story writer. Even today, the people who are very much interested in English literature, they enjoy a lot by reading O. Henry's short stories. I told you just now, this is also a wonderful story written by Oh, Henry, really, I personally enjoy myself even each and every time I read this story. So you'll come to know, you're going to definitely you're going to enjoy this story a lot as the story proceeds. To talk about his stories, delve deep into human psychology. How Henry's stories are very much nearer to human psychology. So you can understand the meaning of the word psychology. Psychology is very interesting and depict with remarkable sympathy and understanding. Is well known for fusing comedy with pathos. We don't find not only pathos in his stories. We also find some comedies also. We also find some comedy in his story. The stories characteristically have a surprise endings. So surprise endings. So that gives us much pleasure when we read some stories. So that gives us pleasure. Definitely, they should give us pleasure. So in this story also, at the end of the story, we'll find a surprise ending. We'll come to know what surprise ending will be there in the story as it proceeds. Let us talk about the introduction to the story. I told you this is a story about the meaning of true love and sacrifice. Almost all of us know the true value of love and sacrifice. So here in this story, I told you that there will be two important characters, and both the characters are going to sacrifice themselves for the sake of true love. So true love. I no need to explain about true love, because as you're all studying in degree classes, you may find the meaning of the word true love. Yes. To talk about true love, we have seen a lot of love stories which were written by William Shakespeare, and for example Romeo Juliet, Laila Majnu. So they are different from this story. This is a story which gives us very much pleasure at the ending of this story. The plot of the story is well known, especially for its ironic conclusion. Ironic conclusion we'll find at the end of this story. So we'll come to know what is ironic conclusion. It is a story about two young married young couple who are very poor. So this is very important to know that there are two young married couple. You'll find their name in the future in the next slide. They are very poor, but they don't have any scarcity for their pure love. So pure love is everything. Pure love, in front of pure love, so poverty, it doesn't have any meaning. So this story tells us how they handle the challenge of secretly buying Christmas gifts for each other with very little money they have. I already told you, these couple are very poor. They are very poor and they don't have much money with them. Let's see. Let us discuss in future about the next in the next slide. Two important characters of this lesson. We'll find only two characters here. The first character, his name is James Dillingham Young. He's the protagonist. I can say that he's the protagonist of this story. And the second, a very cute character, she's Mrs. James Dillingham Young. Shortly we'll call her Della, and James Dillingham Young, we call him Jim. So these two characters, these two persons are the young married couple. They are in utter poverty. Jim used to work, but he never used to earn money more, because he used to only earn money to earn his livelihood. So they are young and loving married couple, live in poverty in the city of New York. So as I told you, O. Henry is from America, and he has taken the theme and everything from American society. Let us see what is the base of this story. Let me tell you, it is the day of Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, in the sense we are going to celebrate we're going to celebrate the Christmas in the next day, the very next day, and this is the Christmas Eve. And Della, she is willing to buy a precious gift for her husband, Jim, but she has only $1.87 that she had saved from many days, but she cannot buy a nice gift only with this money for her husband. So she thinks of uh, she wants to buy a precious gift for her beloved husband. She gets an idea because she was very beautiful, and also she had such a beautiful long hair. Suddenly she whirled from the window and stood before glass. Then she got the idea of selling her long beautiful hair. She thought that only by having $1.87 she cannot buy a good gift for her husband, but she can get money by selling her long hair. So she wanted to sell her long hair for the sake of buying Jim a precious gift. So how Della's beautiful hair looks like. Della's beautiful hair fell about her, rippling and shining like a cascade of brown waters. It reached below her knee and made itself almost a garment for her. So this is the beauty of her long hair. So finally she decided to sell her beautiful long hair. She sacrificed her beautiful long hair by selling it for $20. So she had only $1.20, but she sold she sold her beautiful hair for $20 to the hairdresser, Madame Safoni. So she was one of the buyer of she was the shopkeeper where she buys long hairs. So with that money, she decided to buy a platinum pocket watch chain for Jim's watch. Jim, her husband, had a watch, but he had a leather strap for his watch, and always he used to tell Della that I want to buy a nice chain for this watch. So she decided to buy a pocket chain. That was a platinum pocket chain. That was the costliest gift she wanted to buy for her husband. And finally she went for a shop and bought a platinum chain. At the same time, Jim also wanted to present a precious gift for his beloved wife Della. He loves her a lot. The young couple, and each will love in the same manner. Jim sells his long preserved pocket watch to buy a set of tortoise shell combs for Della's hair. So this is the tragedy what is going to be happened here. There Della bought a precious gift, that is a platinum chain for her husband's watch, by selling her beautiful long hair. But here, without notice of his wife, Jim sells a long preserved pocket watch which was given by his fathers and fathers. It was his grandfathers. He had been preserving his watch from long back, but now he wants to buy a precious gift for Della's long hair, a set of tortoise shell combs for Della's hair, because often Della wanted to buy a tortoise shell combs for her long hair. So he sacrifices his ancestral watch to buy a gift for his wife, only to realize that his gift is not much of use to Della's shortened hair now. So both the couple, they have sold their precious preservation for the sake of their true love. Della, she bought a platinum chain for her husband's watch. That watch was gifted, that it had come from his fathers and his grandfathers. And another way, Jim sells his long preserved pocket watch to buy a set of tortoise shell combs for Della's hair. Without coming to notice to each other, they have sold their precious things to buy gifts to each other, to get gifts to each other. But here Jim has not come to home yet, and Della, she was waiting for Jim. She was little bit afraid of, because Jim was very much fond of Della's hair. Della was little bit afraid of Jim, because Jim may scold her like anything after seeing her hair has been cut now. Another side, each other, they don't know about the thing, and finally they'll come to know each other that both of them have sold their they have sold their precious things to buy gift each other, and finally love wins. And this is the true meaning of love. Now Della has a tortoise shell combs, but it's of no use now because she has sold her long hair. And Della has bought a precious platinum chain for Jim's pocket watch, but Jim doesn't have his watch right now. So both of them sacrifice each other for the sake of their true love. Even they were in utter poverty, they never thought of their poverty, and they have given away their precious preserves, their precious things what they have from for a long time. So this is the story, actually what we have discussed, and in this session let us know about the session summary. So Jim and Della are the two important characters. They were very poor and loving married couple living in New York. They were living in New York. As Christmas nears, Della decides to sell her long beautiful hair to buy Jim a platinum chain for his gold watch that had been for his father's and his grandfather's. I already told you. And another way, the other way, Jim buys a set of combs for Della's hair. They are both left with gifts that neither of them can use, but realize how much they love each other. So here we find the true meaning of love. A kind of pure love they had each other. So here MCQs. Just check out your let me ask you just ask yourself the questions. Who are the two main characters in the story? James and Dolly, Della and Jim, Jack and Jill, John and Darcy. The answer is Della and Jim. What sacrifice did Della make? Della sold her dress, sold her watch, did not eat cake, sold her hair. The answer is D, sold her hair. What did Jim buy? What did Jim buy for her beloved wife? That is combs. Option C. And there are 4 options: watch, flowers, combs, and sari. How much money did Della had in the beginning? When the story started, Della had only $1.87. So she could not buy a precious gift only with this money. So she wanted to sell her long beautiful hair. So now she was able to buy a beautiful precious watch or a precious platinum chain for husband's watch. So the answer is D. And where did Jim and Della live? They live in New York, London. Their options are London, New York, Berlin, California. The answer is New York. And references. So I have taken all these informations and I have simplified all these sessions slides by Innovation Board of Editors, approved by the Board of Studies in English. Thank you one and all. Now next class, let us continue with the same lesson. Thank you.